Hi guys, it's good to see you again. I've really missed you. Okay, so lots and lots of news to have happened since I last saw you guys. Um, well, I can only really comment on the news from today that I've seen because I'm so forgetful. But one of the things I saw today in the news was that a boy who's like 13 has died in Kilmarnock. That's a shame. That's terrible. Like, what the heck is this world coming to if we can't even have kids go out and play without getting some kind of stabby, knifey attack put on them by some idiots that think gang stuff is funny? I'm serious. They should make some kind of law because it's just not on anymore. The amount of deaths we've had because of gang warfare or just because of random stabbings is terrible. I think that the sentences to do with knives should be made a lot stricter because it's not just guns we have to worry about, it's knives as well now. And the fact that kids can go into their kitchens and just pick up a knife and slip it in their pocket without their parents even noticing is just horrible. After my little rant, it appears that somebody's already been arrested on the story. There's not much information out there. I mean, I've been through them all. BBC News has said that there's a 16-year-old who's due to appear in Kilmarnock Sheriff Court and he's been arrested over the incident. Now, I hope they find his butt guilty because it's not fair. It's not fair that this little boy who has had so much life has had to die. And that was one of the things that really spoke to me in the news today because I think it's a real damn shame that our society's gone so far down the crap hole that we're now having kids getting stabbed in the street. It's disgusting, quite frankly. Now on to some other news, which I thought was really interesting that I saw in the news today. A lock of Napoleon's hair has been unearthed in the former home of Sir Walter Scott in the Borders. Imagine that, eh? A lock of Napoleon's hair. How weird is that? So it was in a little handwritten note at Abbotsford House near My Rose, and it was found by the Antiques Roadshow team. Of course it was. It's just, what an odd thing that is to find, isn't it? A piece of someone's hair. I mean, normally you go, oh look, there's a hair on the floor, let's keep it. No, but the fact, I think it's just the fact it's Napoleon's hair. I mean, the dude was so famous, and then just to find a piece of his hair must really be awesome. I don't know, I'm not a history person, but. So the note was written on the 8th of November 1827, and it was written to Sir Walter Scott from Mr. Dalton, and it explained that the lock of hair was given to him by Lieutenant Colonel Elphinstone. I can't really pronounce the name, and he served under Wellington. And apparently, it was to be of great interest. I just think, wow, imagine that. Somebody's hair had lasted all these years and now it's been unearthed. Imagine that, right? Not necessarily hair, but just something of your person's, a band, say, and it got found years later. How awesome is that? Like, that is amazing. The stuff that we can figure out today. I mean, there must have been some sort of tests to know it was Napoleon's hair, and it's just amazing, really, that this we have the technology to do stuff like that, and wow, blown away. Another interesting thing I've found today is a little app called Godville, which you can get on Android and on iPhone, and it's a pretty interesting game actually. It's a ZPG, which is a zero-player game. Now I know that sounds a bit weird. A zero-player game. How can you have a zero-player game with no players? But it's a zero-player game is a game that runs itself, which is quite interesting because they're sort of designed for fun and humor purposes, which this game definitely fulfills. It's it's a funny little thing. What it is you come on, you register, and you pick a god name because you are the god, and you pick out a name for your hero, male or female, and then you send them off into the world, and your hero is born. And you get a few little tutorial messages to tell you how to play the game. And what it is essentially is you go through and you check on him every now and again throughout the day just to see how he's doing. And you can read his diary entries. If you just see there, my little dude's called Pontius, and I'm reading his diary entries. And it's quite an interesting thing because he comes out with some really funny stuff. My character Rick rolled me earlier. My character freaking Rick rolled me. How awesome is that? And what it is at the top, your character walks about the world and he can level up. He can get items, treasure which he can sell to different traders, make money, so he can buy things. And it's an interesting little game. It's an interesting little game. You don't do anything per se. You have a thing called God Power which you can use to send your hero divine messages, or you can use it to encourage him or punish him when you think he does something wrong or when you think he does something right. And it is just an interesting game. I recommend you go get it. It's a free app. Doesn't cost you anything unless you want to buy some of the features within the game, but you don't need them. It's just a fun little thing that I think you should try out. It comes up with some pretty funny stuff on there. It's pretty hilarious. So I think you should give that a go. That was something I found that was quite interesting, I thought. Okay, so I've just went on Urban Dictionary and I've clicked the random button and I've come up with a fairly acceptable random word of the day. Little random definition of the day for you. So here we go. It's parents. And I think this is pretty funny, so listen to this. Parents. The chains around your ankles until you've managed to A. Run away, B. Obtain a stable job and stable income, C. Die, or D. Turn 18. That sounds pretty accurate. That sounds pretty accurate, I think. So that's my things over for today. Horrible that society has kids getting stabbed in the street. Napoleon's hair was found. That's quite awesome. And Godville, a pretty awesome app. Recommend you try it out. And parents. The shackles that hold you down in life until you can escape from your home. Peace out and DFTBA. See you guys later. Bye.